The night was unusually dark as Dr. Sarah Chen drove home from her hospital shift. Rain poured down on the empty country road, making it hard to see. Her car's headlights caught something strange in the woods, a flash of blue light that didn't look natural. Sarah slowed her car down. As a doctor, she had learned to trust her instincts. Something wasn't right. She pulled over to the side of the road, grabbing her medical bag from the back seat. It was probably nothing, she told herself, but she had to check. The woods were quiet except for the sound of rain hitting leaves. Sarah turned on her flashlight, its beam cutting through the darkness. The blue light flashed again, deeper in the trees. She followed it, careful not to slip on the wet ground. What she found made her stop in shock. There, lying against a fallen tree, was clearly not a human. The being had skin that seemed to glow a soft blue, with markings that pulsed with light. It looked female, wearing what appeared to be some kind of damaged spacesuit. Dark purple blood was leaking from several wounds. Sarah's doctor training kicked in. Alien or not, this was someone who needed help. She approached slowly, holding up her hands to show she meant no harm. The alien's eyes opened. They were silver, like pools of mercury, and focused on Sarah. "Please," the alien whispered in perfect English, though her voice had a strange musical quality. "Help me. They're coming." Sarah knelt beside her, opening her medical bag. "I'm a doctor. Can you tell me where you're hurt?" The alien tried to move and winced in pain. "Not safe here. They have trackers. Please." In the distance, Sarah heard a low humming sound, like nothing she'd ever heard before. The alien's eyes widened with fear. Without hesitation, Sarah made her decision. She couldn't leave someone in need, human or not. "Can you walk if I help you?" Sarah asked, already moving to support the alien's weight. The alien nodded weakly. Together, they struggled through the rain toward Sarah's car. The humming sound was getting closer. Sarah's heart pounded as she helped the alien into the passenger seat. Whatever was coming, they needed to leave now. Sarah drove as carefully as she could while still moving fast. The alien slumped in the seat beside her, the blue glow of her skin growing fainter. That worried Sarah. It probably wasn't a good sign. "I have a private clinic at my house," Sarah explained as she drove. "I can treat you there. What's your name?" "Zara," the alien managed to say. "Thank you for helping me. But you don't understand the danger." "I'm a doctor," Sarah said firmly. "Helping people is what I do. Human or not doesn't matter." The humming sound had faded, but Sarah kept checking her mirrors. Nothing seemed to be following them. After 10 tense minutes, she pulled into her driveway. Her house sat alone at the end of a long private road, with the small clinic attached to one side. Getting Zara inside wasn't easy. The alien was trying to help, but she was clearly in pain. Finally, Sarah got her onto the examination table in the clinic. Under the bright lights, she could see Zara's injuries better. 3 deep cuts that seemed to have been made by some kind of energy weapon. "I'll need to clean these wounds," Sarah said, gathering her supplies. "I don't know if human medicines will work on you." "Basic structure similar," Zara said weakly. "But be careful. My blood has unusual properties." Sarah put on protective gloves and began cleaning the wounds. The purple blood did seem strange. It appeared to have tiny crystals in it that caught the light. But Sarah focused on her work. Questions could wait. Right now, her patient needed help. As she worked, Sarah's mind raced with questions. Who was Zara? Who had hurt her? What was that humming sound in the woods? But she kept her thoughts to herself, concentrating on stopping the bleeding and bandaging the wounds. Finally, Zara's injuries were treated. The alien's blue glow had steadied, which Sarah hoped was a good sign. But just as she was about to ask Zara some questions, a red light started blinking on what remained of Zara's damaged suit. Zara's silver eyes filled with fear. "They're coming," she whispered. "I'm so sorry. I've put you in danger." The red warning light on Zara's suit kept blinking, filling Sarah's small clinic with pulses of crimson light. But before Sarah could ask what it meant, Zara's wounds began doing something impossible. Tiny crystals were growing across them, sealing the cuts. "What's happening?" Sarah asked, her medical training making her lean closer to examine the strange healing process. "My blood. It's not just blood," Zara explained, her voice stronger now. "It's a living crystal network. That's why they hunt my people." A loud bang from outside made them both jump. Sarah quickly turned off the clinic lights. Through the window, she saw 3 dark shapes moving across her front yard. They weren't human. Their bodies were too tall, too angular, with glowing red visors where eyes should be. "Pirates," Zara whispered. "They raid peaceful worlds, stealing resources and technology. They attacked my ship while I was traveling to warn Earth." "Warn Earth about what?" Sarah asked, helping Zara move to a hidden corner of the clinic. Before Zara could answer, one of the pirates spoke. Its voice sounded like grinding metal. Life signs detected. 2 beings. One crystalline royal, one local species. Sarah's heart nearly stopped when she realized they could detect them through the walls. But Zara was doing something strange. The crystals in her blood were growing, spreading across her skin to form a shimmering blue armor. "I didn't want to involve your world in this," Zara said, her silver eyes glowing brighter. "But you helped me when I was helpless. Now I must tell you the truth. I'm not just any survivor. I'm the guardian of the crystal archives. My blood contains the combined knowledge of 1,000 worlds." The pirates were getting closer. Sarah could hear their heavy footsteps on her porch. "My people discovered that Earth is about to face a terrible danger," Zora continued. "A cosmic storm that could destroy all technology on your planet. We wanted to warn you, help you prepare. But the pirates followed me, hoping to steal our knowledge." Sarah's medical equipment suddenly came to life, screens flickering with strange symbols. Zara raised her hand, and the crystals in her blood seemed to sing, creating a harmonic tone that made Sarah's teeth vibrate. "What are you doing?" Sarah whispered, watching in amazement as her normal medical devices began transforming, crystal structures growing through them. "Teaching your technology to protect itself," Zora explained. "Your healing machines will understand the storm that's coming, but we need time to complete the process." The front door exploded inward. Sarah grabbed a scalpel, knowing it would be useless against the pirates but unwilling to stand helpless. But Zara wasn't done surprising her. The crystal armor covering Zara suddenly expanded, flowing like liquid metal to create a protective barrier around both of them. Through the translucent blue shield, Sarah watched as her transformed medical equipment began emitting pulses of energy that made the pirates stagger back. "The knowledge in my blood," Zora explained. "It's not just scientific data. It's a living library of every healing technique from every advanced civilization we've encountered. Your human medical knowledge, it's unique, different. Combined with our crystal technology, it could save billions of lives." The pirates recovered quickly. One of them pointed a weapon that crackled with dark energy. "Surrender, Guardian. The knowledge belongs to those strong enough to take it." Zara's shield held against their first attack, but Sarah could see it weakening. They needed a plan. Then she noticed something about how the crystal technology was interacting with her medical equipment. Maybe human knowledge really could make a difference. "Zara," Sarah whispered urgently, "I have an idea, but you'll have to trust me like I trusted you in the woods." Zara looked at her with those silver eyes, and Sarah saw something she recognized. The same instinct to help others that had driven her to become a doctor. The alien princess nodded. "Sometimes," Sarah said, reaching for her transformed medical scanner, "the best defense is understanding how to heal." As the pirates prepared for another attack, Sarah began explaining her plan. The crystal technology hummed around them, ready to combine human medical science with alien power in a way neither of their worlds had seen before. In the distance, more pirate ships were landing. But this time, Sarah wasn't afraid. She had sworn an oath to help those in need and protect life in all its forms. Now that oath would be tested on a scale she could never have imagined. Zara's crystal armor pulsed with new energy as she absorbed Sarah's plan. "You're right," the alien said. "Together, we might just save both our worlds." The pirates raised their weapons, dark energy crackling. Sarah held up her modified medical scanner. The real battle for Earth's future was about to begin. The modified medical scanner in Sarah's hands pulsed with crystalline energy, sending waves of healing force through the clinic. The pirates stumbled back, their dark energy weapons flickering as the healing wave disrupted their power sources. "Impossible," the lead pirate growled, its metallic voice distorting. Human technology cannot interface with crystal archives. But it was working. Sarah watched in amazement as the healing pulse caused the pirates' biomechanical armor to malfunction. What they hadn't realized was that their cybernetic systems were vulnerable to medical intervention, just not the kind they were used to fighting. "That's why your people never understood our power," Zara said, her crystal armor glowing brighter. "The archives aren't about weapons or control. They're about healing, growth, and protection." Sarah understood that instantly. The pirates retreated, but their ships were still landing around the city. Through the clinic's windows, Sarah could see their dark vessels hovering like predatory birds, scanning for signs of Zara's crystal energy. "We need to protect the city," Sarah said, already gathering her transformed medical supplies. "Those ships will hurt people to draw us out." Zara nodded, then did something unexpected. She placed her hand on Sarah's medical scanner, and streams of crystal flowed into it. The device changed, becoming something both human and alien. "I'm giving you access to the archive's basic healing protocols. Your human medical knowledge will help you understand them in ways my people never could." Sarah gasped as information flowed into her mind through the scanner. She saw healing techniques from 1,000 worlds, some so advanced they seemed like magic, others surprisingly similar to human methods. But all of them were based on the same fundamental principle: understanding life to protect it. A massive explosion shook the building. Through the windows, they saw one of the pirate ships firing on the city hospital. "They're attacking our healing places first," Sarah realized. "They're trying to cut off medical help before they start their real assault." But Zara was smiling. "They don't understand what they've done. Hospitals on Earth are different from healing centers on other worlds. Show me." Sarah pulled up the hospital's blueprints on her computer, which was now enhanced with crystal technology. "Earth hospitals are like fortresses for healing. We have backup generators, secure areas, emergency protocols, and brave healers who won't abandon their patients," Zara added, studying the blueprints. "Like you." They quickly formed a plan. Using the crystal technology, Sarah sent a coded message to the hospital's emergency system. The building's power grid began pulsing in a pattern that matched the healing frequency of Zara's crystals. The pirate ship's sensors went haywire, unable to distinguish between the hospital's crystal-enhanced signals and Zara's energy signature. More importantly, the healing pulse was strengthening the hospital's infrastructure, making it resistant to the pirates' weapons. But the pirates had one more surprise. Their leader, now recovered from the earlier healing pulse, activated something in their armor. Dark crystals began growing across their bodies, a corrupted version of Zara's technology. "No," Zara whispered in horror. "They've found a way to twist the archive's power. They're turning healing energy into a weapon." Sarah watched as the dark crystals spread from the pirates into the ground, creating a network of corrupt growth that began killing plants and cracking concrete. The pirates had turned the power of healing inside out, creating a wave of decay. But Sarah noticed something crucial. "Zara, look at how the corruption spreads. It's following the same patterns as cancer cells in human tissue." Zara's silver eyes widened. "And you know how to fight cancer." Sarah quickly adjusted her scanner, combining human chemotherapy principles with the crystal technology. If cancer could be fought by understanding how cells grow and divide, maybe this corruption could be fought the same way. The pirates were advancing again, their dark crystals spreading death with every step. But now Sarah and Zara had a real chance to stop them. if they could perfect their hybrid human-alien treatment in time. High above, more pirate ships were emerging from stealth mode. The city was about to become a battleground between healing and corruption, life and decay. And two healers from different worlds stood ready to protect it, armed with nothing but medical knowledge and a shared commitment to preserving life. Ready to show them what Earth doctors can really do? Sarah asked, holding up her crystal-enhanced scanner. Zara's armor resonated with the hospital's pulse. Ready to show them why the Archives chose to warn Earth first. The pirates raised their corrupted crystal weapons, dark energy crackling. The next few minutes would determine not just their fate, but the future of healing itself. Dark crystals crept through the city streets like infected veins, but Sarah had seen enough infections to know how to fight back. She and Zara had transformed the hospital's MRI room into their command center, its powerful magnets now pulsing with crystal energy. "Your scanning technology is remarkable," Zara said, watching as the modified MRI mapped the spread of corruption. "My people never thought to use magnetic fields this way." Sarah adjusted the controls, combining MRI imaging with Zora's crystal readings. "On Earth, we learn to fight disease by understanding it first. Look, the corruption is spreading like a virus, but it's also behaving like a parasitic growth." The hospital shook as pirate ships bombarded its crystal-enhanced shields, but inside, something extraordinary was happening. Patients' medical devices were evolving, their monitoring systems merging with crystal technology to create a network of healing energy. "We're not just defending anymore," Sarah realized, watching the data streams. "Every medical device in this hospital is learning, adapting. They're creating antibodies against the corruption." Zora's silver eyes glowed with excitement. "This is why the Archives chose Earth. Your medical science doesn't just heal, it learns from every challenge. Watch." She placed her hand on the MRI console. Crystal streams flowed into it, but instead of taking over, they began copying human medical protocols. The machine's display showed something incredible. Human antibody production techniques were teaching the crystals new ways to fight corruption. A massive explosion rocked the building. The pirates had breached the outer defenses. Their leader, now completely encased in dark crystals, stalked through the smoke. "Your healing powers are no match for our weapons." But Sarah smiled. She had dealt with overconfident infections before. "Zara, remember how Earth doctors discovered penicillin? Sometimes the best weapon against corruption is found in the most unexpected places." She pointed to the hospital's garden, visible through the window. The plants there were glowing softly, their natural healing properties enhanced by the crystal energy. Every medicinal plant humanity has discovered is out there. And now they're evolving too. The pirates charged forward, dark crystals spreading corruption. But they stopped in shock as vines burst through the ground. Ordinary earth plants transformed by crystal energy into a natural defense system. Aloe, echinacea, willow bark, and dozens of other medicinal plants had become living weapons against corruption. "Impossible," the pirate leader roared. "Plant life cannot resist our power." Sarah connected her scanner to the hospital systems. "You don't understand earth medicine at all. We learn to heal by working with nature, not against it. Every plant out there contains compounds humanity discovered over thousands of years of healing practice." The transformed plants began producing crystalline versions of their natural medicines. Aloe's healing gel became crystal serum that dissolved corruption. Willow bark released crystalline painkillers that paralyzed the pirates' weapons. But the pirates had one more trick. Their leader activated a device that began draining power from the city's electrical grid. "Without energy, your precious machines can't save you." Zora looked worried, but Sarah was already moving. "Follow me to the cardiology department." Inside, she connected her crystal-enhanced scanner to a defibrillator. Earth doctors learned something crucial about healing. Sometimes you have to restart the system. The defibrillator pulses, combined with crystal energy, sent waves of revitalizing power through the city's grid. Every medical device, from the smallest heart monitor to the largest scanning machine, became part of a network that fought back against the corruption. The pirate leader staggered as his dark crystals began to crack. "What kind of healing is this?" "The humankind," Sarah replied. "We don't just treat symptoms, we find root causes. And your corruption has a weakness. It can't handle rapid healing adaptation." Zora's crystal armor resonated with the hospital's transformed equipment. "Sarah, look. The archives are recording all of this. Earth's medical knowledge is teaching the crystals entirely new ways to heal." Above them, the pirate ship's dark energy weapons began to fail as the combined power of human medicine and alien crystals created a shield of pure healing energy around the hospital. But they could all sense that this was just the beginning. Sarah checked her scanner's readings. "The corruption is retreating, but it's also mutating. We need to develop a new treatment protocol before it adapts." Zara nodded. "And we need to prepare for their final assault. They won't give up the archives easily." Together, they watched as human medical science and alien crystal technology continued to merge and evolve. The next phase of the battle would test not just their power, but their understanding of what healing truly means. "Ready to write some new medical history?" Sarah asked, already planning their next move. "Ready to show the universe what Earth doctors can do," Zara replied, her crystal armor pulsing with newfound strength. Outside, the dark ships regrouped for another attack. But this time, Earth's medical knowledge had given them something they never expected: a way to heal the corruption itself. The hospital's transformed MRI room had become something unprecedented, a fusion of human and alien medical technology that hummed with healing energy. But Sarah could see that their defenses were weakening. The pirates' corruption had evolved, learning to resist their earlier treatments. "They're using Earth viruses," Sarah exclaimed, studying her scanner's display. "Somehow they've merged their corruption with human diseases to make it stronger." Zora's crystal armor flickered as she analyzed the data. "The dark crystals are copying the most aggressive viral patterns. Look, they're using flu virus mutation rates to evolve faster." Through the windows, they could see the city being consumed by a strange hybrid infection. Dark crystals merged with viral structures, creating massive growth patterns that looked like a nightmarish combination of crystal formations and diseased tissue. But Sarah noticed something the pirates had missed. They don't understand what they've done. By using Earth diseases, they've given us a huge advantage. She rushed to the hospital's pathology lab, now transformed by crystal technology. Inside, preserved samples of human pathogens had become something new. A library of potential treatments evolved through crystal enhancement. "Every virus humanity has ever beaten," Sarah explained, connecting her scanner to the sample storage. "Our bodies learned to fight them all. And now," the preserved antibodies began to glow, transforming into crystalline structures that matched human immune responses. Zora's eyes widened as she understood. "Your species' immune system, it's not just about fighting disease. It's about remembering how to win." The pirate leader smashed through the wall, his dark crystal armor now wrapped in viral patterns. "Your primitive medical knowledge cannot match our power." But Sarah was ready. She activated the transformed pathology samples, releasing waves of crystalline antibodies. Each one contained generations of human immune system evolution, now enhanced by alien technology. The effect was immediate. The viral corruption began to break down as humanity's accumulated disease resistance, transformed by crystal energy, attacked its structure. Yet the pirates had one more devastating move. Their leader activated a device that began manipulating Earth's magnetic field, disrupting both human technology and crystal energy. "Without Earth's magnetic field," he growled, "your hybrid healing fails." Sarah staggered as medical equipment started shutting down, but then she remembered something crucial from her medical training. "Zara, human bodies generate their own magnetic fields. Our hearts, they're natural electromagnetic generators." Understanding flashed in Zora's silver eyes. She placed her hand on a nearby cardiac monitor, now evolved with crystal technology. Every heartbeat in this hospital is a source of power they can't corrupt. Sarah finished. They quickly connected the cardiac monitoring system to their crystal network. Hundreds of patient heartbeats, each producing its own tiny magnetic field, began synchronizing through the crystal technology. The combined bioelectric energy created a new kind of power source, one based on the very essence of human life. The pirate leader's corruption began to crack as this pure life energy flowed through the hospital. But victory had a price. The strain of channeling so much power was overwhelming Sarah's scanner, causing it to overload. The crystal matrix is destabilizing, Zara warned. If it breaks down completely, the feedback could. She never finished. The scanner exploded in Sarah's hands, sending shards of crystal-infused technology deep into her arms. She collapsed, her own medical knowledge telling her how severe the injuries were. Zara rushed to help, but the pirate leader seized his chance. His corruption surged forward, threatening to overwhelm their weakened defenses. Through waves of pain, Sarah noticed something extraordinary. The crystal shards in her wounds were changing, responding to her body's natural healing processes. Human tissue and alien crystal were merging in a way neither she nor Zara had thought possible. "Zara," she gasped, "look at my arms. The crystals aren't just working with human healing anymore. They're learning from it." The pirate leader raised his weapon for a final strike, but hesitated as Sarah's wounds began to glow. Human cellular regeneration was teaching the crystals entirely new ways to heal, creating a hybrid recovery system that had never existed before. Zara's silver eyes shone with realization. This is it, the true power of the archives. Not just storing knowledge, but learning, growing, evolving with each new civilization. The battle wasn't over. Sarah's injuries were still severe, and the pirates' corruption continued to spread through the city. But in those critical moments, as human healing and alien crystals merged within her very cells, both civilizations crossed a threshold from which there would be no return. "Ready for one last treatment?" Sarah asked, watching her transformed wounds with a doctor's fascination. Zara helped her stand, crystal armor flowing to support them both, ready to show them what happens when you threaten a hospital protected by Earth's most stubborn doctors. Outside, the corrupted ships gathered for their final assault. But within Sarah's injured body, a revolution in healing was about to change everything. Sarah's wounds pulsed with an otherworldly light as human tissue and alien crystals continued their unprecedented merger. Through the pain, she watched in fascination as her doctor's knowledge gave her unique insight into what was happening. "The crystals," she gasped, "they're not just healing the damage. They're learning from my body's natural repair processes." Zara's hands glowed as she channeled the archive's power into Sarah's injuries. "And your cellular regeneration is teaching the archives completely new healing patterns. Look." The hospital's monitors, still enhanced by crystal technology, displayed something extraordinary. Sarah's immune system was working with the crystal fragments, creating hybrid cells that were neither fully human nor purely crystalline. Each new cell contained the archive's knowledge combined with human adaptive healing. But the pirate leader wasn't finished. His corruption had evolved again, now mimicking human cancer cells to create unstoppable growth. "Your precious healing cannot match our power to destroy." Suddenly, the hospital's roof exploded inward. Through the hole descended sleek ships unlike the pirates' crude vessels. They were made of pure crystal, pulsing with healing energy. "The Crystal Guard," Zora exclaimed. "My people's healers." The new ships released waves of crystal energy that clashed with the pirates' corruption. But something was wrong. The pure crystal power wasn't enough to stop the cancer-like spread. "Wait," Sarah called out, understanding flowing through her transformed nervous system. "You can't fight it directly. Cancer teaches us that sometimes the best treatment isn't the most aggressive one." She connected her crystal-infused blood to the hospital's systems. Images appeared showing how human doctors had learned to target cancer's weaknesses rather than attacking it head-on. "Your people fight corruption with pure power," Sarah explained to the Crystal Guard through the network. But Earth medicine learned to be smarter than the disease. The Crystal Guard ships adjusted their approach, now using precise beams that mimicked targeted therapy. The corruption began to weaken as human medical principles enhanced their ancient healing arts. But the pirate leader had one final, terrible move. He activated a device that began breaking down the very atomic bonds of healing energy. "If we cannot control the archives, no one will." The effect was devastating. Crystal technology throughout the hospital started to dissolve. The Crystal Guard's ships flickered as their power destabilized. Even Zora's armor began to crack. Yet Sarah noticed something crucial. The crystal fragments in her wounds remained stable, protected by her body's natural electromagnetic field. "Zora, human bodies don't just heal themselves, they maintain perfect balance. Homeostasis." Understanding lit Zora's silver eyes. She quickly connected to Sarah's hybrid cells through their shared crystal network. Together, they began broadcasting the pattern of human homeostasis, the body's ability to maintain internal stability despite external chaos. The effect rippled outward. Crystal technology throughout the hospital began stabilizing, finding new balance by mimicking human biological systems. The Crystal Guard's ships resonated with the pattern, their power strengthening. "Impossible." The pirate leader roared. "What is this healing?" "This is how Earth life survives," Sarah replied, her hybrid cells glowing brighter. "Not by being the strongest, but by being the most adaptable." The pirate's atomic disruption beam faltered as human homeostatic patterns, amplified by crystal technology, created zones of perfect stability. His corruption began to break down, unable to maintain itself against the relentless balance of life itself. Zara's people watched in amazement as their ancient healing arts were transformed by human medical science. The archives within their crystals hummed with new knowledge, learning patterns of healing that no other world had discovered. "Your world," one of the Crystal Guard commanders transmitted, "it holds healing wisdom we never imagined." But victory had a price. The strain of channeling such power was changing Sarah at the cellular level. Her hybrid cells were still evolving, becoming something neither human nor crystalline but entirely new. "Sarah," Zora said softly, monitoring her friend's transformation, "your cells, the change may be permanent." But Sarah smiled, her doctor's curiosity stronger than her fear. "Good, because Earth is going to need doctors who understand both kinds of healing when that cosmic storm arrives." Above them, the pirate ships began retreating, their corruption neutralized by the power of human biological balance. But this wasn't the end. Sarah could feel it in her transformed cells. A new chapter in healing was just beginning. "Ready to teach my people how Earth doctors really work?" Zara asked, her crystal armor now resonating in perfect harmony with Sarah's hybrid cells. "Ready to show the universe what happens when you combine 1,000 worlds' knowledge with human determination to survive," Sarah replied, already thinking of the possibilities. The Crystal Guard ships took up defensive positions around the hospital as both civilizations prepared to face their next challenge together. Within Sarah's changed body, the future of healing itself was taking shape, one perfectly balanced cell at a time. In the transformed hospital, Sarah stood before a wall of monitors showing the approaching cosmic storm. Her hybrid cells pulsed with combined human and crystal energy, each heartbeat sending waves of data through the enhanced medical systems. "The storm will destroy all normal technology," Zara explained, her crystal armor resonating with Sarah's changed biology. "But what we've created here, it's something entirely new." The pirate leader, now restrained by Crystal Guard energy fields, laughed darkly. "You don't understand. The storm isn't natural. We created it, seeded it across galaxies. When it hits, all healing technology fails. Perfect for raiders like us." But Sarah was smiling. During her transformation, she had gained a deeper understanding of both human medicine and crystal technology. You still don't understand Earth medicine. We started healing long before we had any technology. She connected herself to the hospital systems, her hybrid cells broadcasting memories of humanity's medical journey. Images flowed through the crystal network, ancient healers using herbs, acupuncture channeling body energy, surgeons learning anatomy through centuries of study. Earth medicine began with observation and determination. Sarah explained. Technology just helped us see better what was already there. The cosmic storm's first waves hit, and normal electronics began failing across the city. But in the hospital, something extraordinary was happening. The medical equipment, enhanced by crystal tech and powered by Sarah's hybrid biology, began adapting like living tissue. Zara's eyes widened. The archives are recording this. Your bodies don't just heal. They remember every adaptation. Pass it down through generations. The pirate leader struggled against his bonds. No. The storm contains corruption codes. Nothing can resist. Sarah connected her scanner to the hospital's genetic research lab, now a glowing chamber of crystal-enhanced DNA sequencers. Human DNA has been adapting to threats for millions of years. Let me show you what Earth life can really do. She and Zara activated their combined creation, a fusion of human genetic adaptation and crystal memory. The hospital itself began to change, its structure flowing like living tissue infused with crystal energy. Every medical device evolved, combining Earth's biological principles with the archive's ancient knowledge. The storm hit with full force, but instead of destroying technology, it encountered something unprecedented. Architecture that adapted like human tissue, machines that evolved like living cells, and healing energy that learned like Earth's immune system. Impossible. The pirate leader roared. What is this defense? This is Earth's greatest medical discovery, Sarah replied, her hybrid cells glowing brighter. Life finds a way to survive. Always. Through their crystal network, they could see the storm's effect worldwide. Everywhere, hospitals transformed by their new hybrid science were becoming islands of adaptation, teaching surrounding buildings and technology how to evolve. But the pirates had one last weapon. Their leader activated a quantum device designed to unravel the very code of life itself. Reality seemed to shiver as it attacked the fundamental patterns of healing. Sarah felt the assault trying to break down her hybrid cells. Yet instead of fighting it directly, she remembered her most basic medical training. First, do no harm. She opened herself fully to the quantum attack, her hybrid biology accepting rather than resisting. The crystal guard watched in amazement as her cells began incorporating the quantum disruption, turning it into yet another tool for healing. Your weapons keep making us stronger, Sarah explained, her transformed body now pulsing with quantum-enhanced crystal energy. Because that's what life does. It learns from everything, even attacks. The pirate leader's device overloaded, unable to comprehend a defense based on acceptance rather than resistance. Around the world, the cosmic storm began to fade as Earth's adapted technology taught space itself new patterns of stability. Zara's people were transmitting the data through their crystal networks. Earth healing methods are rewriting everything we thought we knew. Their bodies don't just survive, they turn survival into an art. Sarah looked at her hands, now glowing with multiple forms of healing energy. Human DNA spiral patterns danced with crystal matrices and quantum fields, creating something that was both beautifully alien and fundamentally human. Ready to help me write some very interesting medical papers? She asked Zara with a smile. Because I think Earth medicine just went intergalactic. Zara's crystal armor harmonized with Sarah's hybrid energy, ready to show the universe that the best healing comes from understanding life itself. Above them, the cosmic storm had become a new kind of healing matrix, transformed by the combination of human adaptation and crystal wisdom. The pirates were taken into Crystal Guard custody, their corruption techniques now providing valuable data for future medical advances. But as Sarah looked out over her changed world, she knew this was just the beginning. In her hybrid cells, human medical science and alien crystal technology had opened a door that could never be closed. A future where healing knew no boundaries between worlds. Time to make our rounds, Zara asked, as more ships arrived carrying healers from across the galaxy. Time to show them how Earth doctors do their daily checkups, Sarah replied, her scanner displaying the vital signs of an entire planet learning to heal itself in entirely new ways. The hospital hummed with evolved energy as both civilizations prepared to write the next chapter in the universe's medical history together.